neon white.
Welcome to Volume 6 in this journey to collect every Sapphire medal in the game. We're going through the ringer with this one, as I channeled my inner high jumper and got all levels I wanted to clear this part, putting the grind on the Fasttrack for you, the all-seeing. I stayed on the Fastlane for this one compared to the last part, only stopping to bolt for 6 levels that I covered before. I made the minute barrier breakthrough in the last part, so I saw no reason to stray from the trip. Track what levels I'm doing this part by listening to what I'm saying, or rocket through to a level you want to view, I don't mind. Let's pull the trigger and get this gameplay started, beginning with...
Let's see anyone beat that.
The first half of the video will be for levels I tried getting in part 5, but had to push aside until now. Ringer is a level that beginners tend to hate, but for more skilled players like me, it's a lot more enjoyable to play, which surprised me. While I would be fine sticking to the Amethyst route, I was also interested in trying out the world record route, or at least a modified version of it. Many of the bullet boost opportunities were hard to judge where to aim, and you needed all of it in addition to the proper lines to get the medal. I followed many video guides, and it was helpful synthesizing all the information together rather than sticking to one specific route. My last PB before I got the Sapphire was within 0.1 seconds of the time requirement, so it gets added to a list of levels with the same unfortunate fate. But as you can see, I've said that so many times to the point where it's gotten very repetitive, so I decided to shorten the mentions this video because there are a lot of them in this part. Finally, I know my boosts weren't the best, so I am willing to come back to this level, but I'm satisfied with this for now and would rather tackle other difficult Sapphire medals.
It's 'cause I'm the best.
I decided to push back this level if it ended up on the list, which it did. I was not looking forward to playing this level due to the high CPS and tight aiming. I switched to not jumping at the start because I learned how to get better boosts more consistently, although getting the Phantom proved to be a pain. I switched from 3 shots to 4 on the stomp down to get more runs past that point. One thing I hadn't considered to gain time was to get bullet boost off a jumper. That only proved to make not only that jumper inconsistent, the next one as well, as I couldn't judge where to aim, and the window to hit it shrunk the better of a boost I got. The last 2 enemies were also a pain, but everyone who's played this level knows that. The Sapphire time did get nerfed with an update, but I had gotten the Sapphire before that and wouldn't have accepted the medal if I got it through a nerf. With the amount that can go wrong, it comes as no surprise that I'm very relieved the grind is over and can seriously consider not having to play this level again.
Let's see anyone beat that.
Another level that I pushed back due to it ending up on the list. While it is possible to get the Sapphire using the Amethyst route, the requirement is extremely tight, to the point where I took my chances with the world record route. The highlight of that is the Barnacle Snipe, which it doesn't even look like a hit in that run. There were also subtle time saves, mostly after the bomb, because it was hard to get up, climb the bullet boost, and angle the above water boost. The ending was also different, but just as easy as the other route. I have nothing else to say about this level, because it's a difficult level in a sea of levels that are more painful and difficult to complete. is the last level that could have been shown in part 5 until it ended up on the list. I followed the tutorial for this one, which used a different ending than the world record, but was about the same length. There was minimal change with the start, the purified bombs were annoying as always, and the Godspeed Discord timing was unclear. The spike jump looked scary, but was actually pretty consistent when I got the timing down. For some reason, I can't get a good purified boost from the fireball card, and I had to hope that one of my additional shots hit the bomb, which it did. The very ending was also scary, so I played it relatively safe and still cleared the medal requirement by a lot. This was one of the hardest side quests remaining, but there aren't a lot of them left, and most of them are very easy, so cleaning up what remains will be good to do.
Let's see anyone beat that.
This was a level I worked on at the same time as other levels as a warm-up, cooldown, or just when I got bored or frustrated with the level I was playing. I didn't expect to change many things for such a simple level, but simple levels require you to hit every tiny time save there is, so I was forced to change everything. I kept falling off the edge grinding section, until I realized I was trying to play too perfectly and got more consistent by moving left. I studied when and where top players hit the balloons so I could get the necessary above water boost, in addition to switching from holding direction keys to moving my mouse. I got many PBs over many days playing, including one within 0.01 seconds, but it ends up on the same list regardless. This is a very chill level, but can get very frustrating if grinding this level is your only priority.
Hey Red, did you see that?
If you are looking for a place to clear the toughest Sapphires, Chapter 9 is where you go. This level is certainly up there, but probably not the hardest. Once again, many routes have been discovered and used, and I went with what I thought was the easiest route to get the Sapphire, which I previously tried and couldn't get down. There are a lot of subtle things that you have to look out for in terms of where to move and where to aim, which will fail all your attempts if you don't catch, which is hard to do. One setback that stayed consistent through all my modifications was that I couldn't get the bullet boost after the rockets and fully clear the gap. I couldn't figure out how to do it, and thankfully didn't bar me from getting the medal. The experience was pretty fun though, simply because I didn't have to play perfectly, and didn't have to play the next medals that I got.
That's how it's done.
I wait until after I collect all the Sapphires for a video to write down my thoughts about the level, because if I didn't, the commentary would be overwhelmingly negative, especially for this level. The fact that there are only 6 discards make it sound easy, but the truth is that simple levels require perfection, and I can't do perfection. There's a fast clip to the Guardian that I have gotten before, but I couldn't figure out how to do it consistently, and just hoped that my other boosts were fast enough. But when both of them were basically blind and need a fast reaction time to get, that spells a recipe for disaster. This level takes the record from Hike, with the most number of attempts being just shy of 5,000 attempts, and I question if this record could be broken, but I hope it doesn't. Coinciding with that fact was the length it took me to get this medal. I played this level almost every day for 2.5 weeks and got this level on the list many times. This level made me seriously question if I was capable of completing the series, but I got it and can now move away from my new least favorite level in this game for good.
Let's see anyone beat that.
This is another level I had a bad experience with getting the amethyst that completely flipped getting the sapphire. While it is possible to get the medal without any shocker dupes, I opted to get one to make the sequence of clearing the long jump easier and faster. Obviously, hitting every target is the main issue with the level, but simply doing that won't be enough, as demonstrated with my list inclusion. Your movement, especially along the top, in coordination with the aiming has to be done well, or you'll end up taking very jagged lines. There's also some additional problems in terms of if you collect the fireball card, or where to drop off the waterway to get a good ending. And while they weren't that big of an issue, the fact that those weren't guaranteed meant that there was another factor that could screw up the run. Despite all these issues though, I had a pretty good time with this level, and I'd be willing to come back and improve on the things I know I messed up on. This level has gone through a lot since I last covered it. A completely new beginning has been introduced, and the Sapphire time has gone down a lot because of it. Learning that beginning was tricky, and I couldn't quite get the hang of it because each rocket sets up the next one positionally, so deviating from that means a lot of time lost, as demonstrated with my run compared to my previous PB, which was on the list. Unfortunately, that used to be the easy part of the level, but I still somehow managed to struggle with the floating rocks in the ending ascent, even though I should have gotten used to them by now. Actually, I did learn how to do the floating rocks, and I ended up playing it very safely to just barely get the sapphire. I want to improve this further, but it's going to take a lot of dedication and frustration to get that one satisfactory run.
That's how it's done.
This level played out a lot like Rocket, with me being forced to learn a completely new beginning to make up for a tightening sapphire requirement. I also had to learn the ending as well, as it had been a while since I played the level and was satisfied with just barely getting the amethyst. There were many ups and downs to the route, and I found it hard to get every bullet boost, and even harder to hit every group of enemy. The hardest was the mimic you throw the Purify Bomb at, but that was because I was aiming at the completely wrong spot, and my success rate marginally improved afterwards, which meant a lot when it was the deciding factor if the run completed or not. I threw many runs to the last Guardian, which sucked, but overall the level was fine once I became accustomed to the new route and could just focus on getting a good run through of that. And that's 60 Sapphires, halfway through this series. The struggle is definitely highlighted with the month-long delays between episodes and non-stop complaining, but Neon White is still one of, if not my favorite game ever. Now I've mentioned before that I want the middle third of this grind to be the hardest part, and we aren't through with that. We still have 20 Sapphires to go for, and so that means the next part will continue with some equally brutal levels to Sapphire. It's once again time to continue the journey, and so I'll see you later, and thank you for watching.